All right, so another day in 100 Days of ML. Currently on day 26. I finished building up the Docker file and Docker image for my development so I can have consistent dependencies and get started on the code. So before we do that, I'm going to be setting up the pipeline architecture, trying to figure out like how to organize all of my code, what to like how to organize the code in different files. Basically, I guess that's what I'm going to be trying to set up today, and designing like the architecture. So like what parts of TFX pipeline do I need and what do I not need, basically. I think a lot of this would be just a lot of the stream would be going back to the textbook and kind of revising like the overall architecture and reading up on a lot more on like Medium, how to set up the pipeline and stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to begin my research. Ah, okay. I don't understand here. It's showing that Kubeflow is like the code is being developed on like their own platform. The notebook instance was created on AI platform. TFX provides a command line interface that compiles the pipeline's Python code to a YAML and describes the Argo workflow. Then you can submit the file to Kubeflow pipelines. Oh crap. Okay, so I gotta okay, so when I build the pipeline, right, I gotta make sure that it's compatible to run on an orchestration tool such as MLOps. So I can't just like start building like data ingestion by itself without looking at okay how it's going to work in with the the orchestration tool, which is going to be Kubeflow here. Oof, okay. So this document describes the overall architecture using TFX. Also describes how to set up CI, CD, and CT for ML system using Cloud Build and Kubeflow pipelines. So in terms of the sequence of events, what it's showing me is ML pipeline automation, CI/CD. So design a TFX-based ML system, and then orchestrating it, and then setting up CI/CD. So we have the data source. We're doing data extraction, which would be data ingestion. And then we have the raw data, which flows into data validation. Check if our data is like just basically check our data, make sure it's right. We can build a data schema, check for anomalies, TensorFlow transform. So we're going to do pre-processing, validate new data against schema. Okay, this schema would be generated from the previous iteration. So and then TensorFlow transform, pre-process data and engineer features. We can build TensorFlow artifacts. So then we have the transformed pre-processed data test data set and pre-processed training data set, which flows into the model estimator. And we also do a model analysis, make sure that our saved model, we kind of test it with the previous model, see if there's any improvements. evaluation metrics, pass it through that, and model validation, serving the saved model, and TensorFlow serving. And so at the end, TensorFlow serving is what we utilized when a request is coming in. So TensorFlow serving, serve a model as an API, as an online prediction. So I guess this pipeline is for retraining the model every once in a while with like new data, just keeping our model updated. But the issue that I'm going to be facing right now is the fact that when building from start, is this pipeline okay? Because right now I don't have a current model, right? So I don't have a previous data schema to compare to or perform model analysis with. And also, how am I going to collect new data from like wherever I serve it, wherever I deploy it? These are some things to consider. And this is what it would look like if it's on cloud platform, GCP, a BigQuery, Cloud SQL, Bigtable, Cloud Spanner. I think any one of these we can use for as a data source. And then perform data extraction and validation with Cloud Dataflow, store our raw data in cloud storage, and then use Cloud Dataflow again for pre-processing and store that into cloud storage, the processed dataset. Then use AI platform training for training the model and also performing model analysis. We use Cloud Dataflow, store the metric in cloud storage, evaluation in cloud storage. Okay. So this is cool, but the limitation is the fact that it's on the cloud and it's going to end up being expensive to maintain. I feel like what I should do is like kind of build a local pipeline that runs on my on my PC. Because I mean, I have a pretty good PC. I could do all of these steps. But then the question is, how do I set it up such that, because my PC isn't set up as like right now Linux isn't set up as a server. So how is it going to test, or how is it going to update these models? Is it only going to do it when I'm hosting locally? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know there was like a pre-built template. I feel like I'm gonna build my own pipeline though. There's no point in just copying a pipeline template, especially because this project is kind of like focused around building the ML pipeline. But I do want to see like what these templates look like. We have configs that defines common constants for pipeline runners. Pipeline.py that defines the TFX components. So this is for pipeline. We also have models, contains model definitions. And we have local runner, Kubeflow runner for orchestration. So right now, the way it's structured, so inside of text classifier, inside of ML, I guess I would contain features, preprocessing, estimators, and keras. Right now I have data, pipeline, and tests. Shoot. Okay, so I think in pipeline, do I have to create another directory? Okay, text classifier, ML. There's app. Inside of ML, I need pipeline models. So I'll have to create a new folder for models. And I'll have the local runner. But all of this is just for the pipeline. So is that fine if I put it in the root directory of ML? Or should I go into pipeline and then create all of this here? Um, I think I could just have it in the root directory of ML. I think that should be fine. Yeah, so in ML, I create another folder for models. And inside of models, I need another folder for Keras. There's two actually. Estimator contains an estimator based model, and then there's a Keras based model. TF estimator. I'm going to be using Keras, so I think I'll just name it as Keras. Features test. So for everything, there's always a test file along with it. Model test. And this is the template, right? So this is what the template shows. Okay, just keep that in mind. This is why I kind of wanted to structure it as. All right, so with that in mind, let's continue this. Have data, does it? Data directory contains data.csv. You can change data source and configs. If you're not building using a template, this is how you do it, custom. I don't understand here. What's the difference between building a custom pipeline and using a pipeline like template and then customizing your pipeline? Huh. I think I'm just going to end up building a custom pipeline, but following the TFX standard components. I think that's what's on my mind right now. But at the same time, it would make life a lot easier if I just used the template and then made the changes that I require. But the thing is, if I use a template and it doesn't match my code, it would end up being a pain in the ass. Because it's much easier just building code rather than changing existing code. So what is the dilemma here? Okay, so custom components are like seem way harder to do because you gotta write like literally everything. You gotta write like where it stores to and all that stuff, I think. Oh yeah. So like instead of using, I don't know, like CSV gen or something like that, example gen, we're creating our own custom generator. Okay, I see. I get it now. So I don't think I'm going to be creating custom components in that sense. So in that case, going back to this, I'm just going to use the pipeline as a template and then change the code in the template. So let's get the directory set up. I wonder if it's gonna like recreate the directories and stuff if I copy the template. Pipeline name, model, destination path. I wish there was a list of like TensorFlow templates that I could just refer to. Maybe I'll try by running TensorFlow template list and see what it outputs. So let's get the Docker container running. And now I should do TFX template list. Available templates, penguin and taxi. I don't even know what penguin is. Now, what the heck's the difference between the penguin versus the taxi templates? Hmm. 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 Okay, I'm just gonna choose one and go with that. I literally don't know what the differences are. Let's just choose like taxi, I guess. So this is based on the model, which is penguin or taxi. So that is that what it's called? Like these templates are built based on the model. Then like what is the penguin model? Penguin classification. Palmer's penguin dataset. Oh well, it's classification here. What I'm trying to do is not classification. What about taxi? Is this the taxi pipeline? End-to-end workflow. Taxi trips, but what does it do? I feel like IMDb needs a big update. This example is kind of lacking. Okay, let's take a look. Um, Challenges, text classifier. Oh, what the heck? Now there's two. Oh no. Oh, I need to delete this. I need to move all of this like over here. I don't know, it would create like the path like that. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna delete this. Delete folder and everything inside. Okay. All right, so now I think I'll leave tests. I'll delete the rest of these folders. Delete, delete, and delete. I'll cd into the directory I want it. And then I'll just do pwd for destination path. Okay. But why did this return? That I deleted this text classifier. cd ls. Shoot, I need to remove the one. Oh, I see. There's one named IER, and there's one just called. So I'll have to remove this one. The IER is the one I want to get rid of. Okay. I understand it's a directory. How do I remove a directory? Okay, that should have gotten rid of it, and it did. Alright, awesome. So cd into text classifier, cdml, and I have. So it did copy in the data.csv as well, which is not ideal. I mean, I want my own data set from IMDb. In terms of that, I need to change things up. And should I just leave the test files inside? So do I really need like a folder for tests? I'll keep it because this is kind of different. It's like testing GPU and stuff. What I could do is probably move it like even outside of ML and have it as its own folder. That's what I want to do. So ML, I have data models pipeline and all of this stuff. Now I just have to kind of work backwards and get rid of code that isn't needed and stuff. But I guess that wraps things up for today. I got the TFX set up, and from tomorrow onwards, I'm going to slowly chip away at this code. First start with data ingestion. We'll first start with kind of getting the data in here, the IMDb data here. And the IMDb data is the format is much different, so I'm going to have to figure out how to process that data. And then I guess change all of these files one at a time, starting with features. Oh, yeah, starting with features. Where is the data ingestion pipeline component? Okay, let me also just end up running this. Run the following commands in your pipeline directory. Create. Open pipelines config. Review contents. Review contents. Pipeline.py. It says initially creates the TFX pipeline. Initially, the pipeline only contains example gen component. That's not true. It has literally everything. It has example gen, statistics, schema, example validator, transform. I don't think this is correct. So this has to be updated. Wait, this is copyrighted to Google. I don't think I should have used their template. I'm probably just gonna delete all of these files, like everything in the file, and start. Just keep the files, but like kind of just empty out the files, and then like write my own code for it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that'll be a tomorrow job. Okay, so what I'm gonna do tomorrow is empty out all of these files, and then start with pipeline.py and configs.py. What is configs.py for? I guess I'll just understand the code first before clearing it out, and then clear it out, and then rewrite my own code. And then once I have pipeline, I can start building, I guess, the components. Data path is text. From typing, import text. Yeah, I need to figure out how that is created. And then I guess once that's done, I could run create and then pipeline path local runner. For the most part, I think local runner, there's not much I need to change in here. It should be the same stuff. And then I can run create pipeline. Creates a pipeline using local dag runner. All right, cool. All right, that's it for today's stream. I'm going to be continuing tomorrow. Let me just update the repositories. Boom. I think I'll add everything. That's fine, right? Do I need to add checkpoints? Okay, first let's add the deleted ones. All right, and let me edit this over here. So today was 26, set up architecture. So tomorrow what I'm going to be doing is building the pipeline, I guess. So I'm just going to name it TFX Pipeline. And yeah, I'll just name it that. So understand the template code. That would be my first task. And then clear out the template files and rewrite the pipeline. And then on the day after, I'm going to focus on importing the data. 28. Import data. And leave that empty for now. Finished day 26. Make this commit. Alright, awesome. Do I need to change anything here? Did I make any changes here? Okay, cool. Import data. 27. Tomorrow would be TFX Pipeline. Alright.